Well, that is a beautiful sight to come downstairs to. My goodness me.
We've got lard on the spuds today.
Ooh, I'm surprised you didn't try James's, what James got us.
Yeah, just about to make the cauliflower cheese.
Well, this is looking spectacular, and we have pure sunshine in the garden today. It is so glorious. You coming into the greenhouse? Come on, Tatty. We're going into the greenhouse. Good girl. We have another little Millen bee out in the sunshine, searching for flowers in my greenhouse. Oh, good morning, everyone. What a weekend we have had. It is March now. We're on the second day of March. I didn't film yesterday. I just spent the day pottering and also going to the stables to ride Atlas, and we had the loveliest little hack in the countryside. Oh, if I can put in any shots that we got, I will. But in all honesty, I left my camera at home and just took my phone, and it was just wonderful. Today is Sunday though, a day of rest. However, if you're anything like us, it's a day of fulfillment and enrichment in your home, in your garden, and especially when it's sunny like this. It's also a no makeup day because my skin has not seen sunshine like this in a very, very long time. And so I have gone foundation free, not makeup free, foundation free, so that I can just let my skin get a little bit of sunlight on it, because we're going to be doing some jobs in the garden today, but also I thought I'd take you around and show you what's been happening and what's new and what's coming up, and just hopefully so that when you're out and about you might be able to enjoy spotting a few things. I know lots of you are evergreen hearts through and through, but it's just such an exciting time of year. March feels very special. I don't think I've truly ever appreciated how special March is as a month until I've seen everyone like posting online about how they've made it through the darker months. And I think it's such a strange sense when you like get through to March, because like I said, I really worked hard to find as much fulfillment in the season that we just went through midwinter, so that I'm not sad, or so that it's not highlighted that I felt sad during those times. But what I have noticed is that it always feels a little bit like you take a big breath out. It's almost like you've been holding your breath and it just feels like almost like a sense of release. Nature is literally everywhere, like everywhere I look. The other morning, in fact, I will insert some footage of that. The other morning, there was a whole herd of deer in the farmer's field, and they were all traveling together. Really big herd as well. And it was this bizarre thing when I woke up and I thought, I'm just going to go and walk and look over the farmer's field because I find it very, very calming. And there they were, and I couldn't believe it. The chickens are out and about, the buzzards are out and about, so we have to be careful. There is obviously nature getting into my greenhouse. We've had the Millen bees in here, and obviously we had the first few mouse attacks, but I think we've reached a good place with it, and we've just, basically there's a little gap underneath my door, and they're getting in that way. And it's all a bit too tempting for little mousies when there are fresh seeds in the soil, fresh shoots. And so we've just put a little bit of wood across and made sure that we've put some food out for the mice so that they're not losing any kind of food source. I've been busy in the greenhouse as well. I sowed a lot of seeds last week. So I've done cucumber Socrates, cucumber Emily, and cucumber Louisa. I've done radish French breakfast. I've done pumpkin polar bear and sweet corn moonshine. And I'll show you what's happening on the table behind me as well. So these are sweet peas that have been hardened off into the greenhouse now. I'm going to give them their third water. I'm so nervous. I'm going to give them a little mist, I think, because watering these sweet peas has been a real labour of love. These are also my other sweet peas that I popped into pots just because they were left over, and I have just given them a water as well. So now I'm very nervous because, as you can see, I think maybe this one got a little bit dry because I'm so nervous to water them, honestly. We have the surviving broad beans from the mouse attack that should be going out fairly soon, to be honest. Then we have some lettuce. Again, this survived the mouse attack, so I'm just trying to prop the ones over that were smushed by the mouse. I have also planted some cup and saucer plants. If you remember, one of our neighbours gave us 2 plants either a year or 2 years ago that we had climbing up our house, and I wanted to try my own attempt at this. Now, I'm not very good with flowers. Flowers aren't my jam. As much as I love them, it's not something that I've been looking into too much. I really enjoy vegetables, but I think flowers will be something that I naturally progress into as I feel like I get on top of things here in the greenhouse, evidently, because I can't believe I'd never seen a freesia before. I mean, I probably have seen freesias before, but had never acknowledged that freesias look like big bluebells. I had no idea, because it's such a flower that I love the scent of in like perfumery and things like that. But I had no idea. And so flowers is definitely something I think I will learn a little bit more about over the coming months. So cup and saucer plants, I've done 5 in here and then 2 in here. These seeds had to be soaked for 2 hours, so I've now popped them in. I've done another cucumber and a cucumber telegraph as well. So these are in here. On this one, I'm going to be growing my own herbs as well. So I've got some dill, some basil, lemon basil, normal basil, I've got parsley, I've got tomato sun gold, which is more tomato sun gold, and I've got my mange too in as well. So those are all things that have gone in. I feel like even though I started in January, I feel like February I didn't sow enough. I was a little bit subdued in February. But anyway, more microgreens as well. We've got wheatgrass, alfalfa and pea shoots. Those are the ones that I really love. My little tomatoes, they're coming in hot. I sowed these in January. I can't believe the seeds have survived, but they are now, and you can see all these little bits of purple just sprouting up there. These ones are coming in really, really well. But that is, for the moment, how things are going in here. This plant here is an old Hello Petal plant that I planted last year that I have been pruning over the winter, and I've just given it a big prune back as well to encourage more flowers, and it's looking so lovely. These are such a happy, oh sorry, these are violas, sorry, but they are such a happy flower. I just love them, and they're perfect for like pressed flowers and things like that. So oh my god, they're making me so happy. So Ali is cooking a roast today, and he's cooking the roast with the pork shoulder that his boss gave us last week. So he's been preparing all of the roast now, and that's going to be 4 hours in the oven?
Well, it's going to be a few hours, I believe, yeah. I'm not 100% honest.
Okay, a few hours.
It's going to be the first time I've done pork really.
Well, what we thought we'd do, because it's going to be a few hours, is have bacon sandwiches. And I made sourdough yesterday. Now, it's not the best. This was the first one that I made on my own, and I made a few errors along the way, but it's still come out very, very well. I just need to practice more. Practice, practice, practice. It didn't rise as much as I would have liked to, but I think that's because my oven wasn't hot enough when I put it in. I was a bit sort of like panicked. So lots of valuable lessons that I've noted down on my notes from Charlie, just so that I remind myself, so that next time I should be better. And I'm going to make one as soon as my bread flour arrives, because I've just ordered a load of bread flour, which is actually a local company as well, called Haygates. It's where Ali used to live, called Bugbrook? Yeah, and I loved the packaging, and I loved that we were able to use a bit of produce that was like local. So I'm going to get this bread cut up. I knew this wouldn't last very long. And we're gonna have bacon sandwiches, very, very posh bacon sandwiches today.
Yes, lovely day. Lovely day.
Whilst the bacon sizzles, Ali has come down in his gardening outfit today, and I'm actually jealous. This is such a vibe. You actually look like you work at Burford Garden Centre.
Ooh. Not just any garden centre.
Not just any garden centre.
Well,
Very nice. So you've got a Holland Cooper gilet on. This is the one that comes with the Stamford coat.
Correct.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites as well. I love that,
So
that gilet.
That slightly like water repellent nature. So
Yeah.
we did a bit of jet washing today. And then I've got a t-shirt from Again and Again Fashion, which is a sustainable fashion brand.
Yeah.
And then this is a Holland Cooper brown belt with a HC
Lovely.
detailing.
I love that colour.
Yeah, it's nice.
Nice chocolate
And then
brown.
these are the Field Pro. You're going to have to tell me what these are called. They're called something like Fife of Fire.
Oh,
Hogs of Fife.
Hogs of Fife. Yeah, Hogs of Fife.
Hogs and Fife, which are also going to be great for jet washing.
Yes, they're like a moleskin, aren't they?
No, I have got some moleskins on
Ah.
them. These are actually more of like a technical fabric.
Ah.
They're going to be, like, I think they might even be waterproof. They're definitely.
You know what that feels like? Husband material. You like that one?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, and that's it. And then I'll stick on my Dana work boots.
Lovely. Because you are getting the terrace ready for me.
Put the cushions out. We are getting into. To be fair, I'm not going to lie. If the cushions are out right now, we could have sat and had our bacon fries on them.
We could have done.
Which isn't the case.
Which I think means we should have the doors open today because it is spicy. We've got some sizzling bacon in the oven. Little Ali Titchmarsh invention there. Foil underneath.
Catching it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I've never seen anyone do that before.
I'll create a little barrier as well so it can't run off.
Yeah. Very smart. You okay, Barky?
Right, let's get those butty buns, bread, biscuit buns over.
You okay, Barky? You've had a very, very exciting weekend with your girlfriend. Haven't you? So one thing I didn't realise is that the only thing that might be not okay is the herb extracts. What is that? But I didn't know that tomato ketchup had such good ingredients, but it's just the herb extract that I'm not sure about. But it's just tomatoes, spirit vinegar, sugar, salt, spice, and herb extract, and more spice. Interesting. You'll have to correct me if that is UPF or not. Fuel for the garden. Is there anything more wonderful than this site? We've got Yorkshire puds on the stove and a cauliflower cheese ready to go. We've got the potatoes ready to go, the carrots ready to go, and now we're going to head out into the garden because our port of call today is to clean up the terrace. So as you'll see, we get a lot of chicken poo on our terrace. This is lessons from having chickens for the first time. What we would do is probably section them off a bit more from the main garden because they like to come up here and hang out, but where they hang out it means toilet time. So we're going to give this a leaf blow and a jet wash, and Ali's going to do all of the furniture as well. As you can see in the beds, our bulbs are coming up thick and fast. So many beautiful bulbs coming up all over the house. Oh, little Barky in your background. Straw from the stables. Oh. Now, whilst Ali does the first jobs, just picking up bits and pieces, giving it a quick clear on its surface level, I thought I could show you what I've ordered from Amazon, because last year one of my biggest issues was the chickens in my beds, and Ali bought me these chicken wire runs to go in the beds, and they worked really, really well. Now, because there's going to be lots of seeds going in, I'm going to need a few to protect them. So I've ordered myself another 4, because even today I want to get some carrots and some parsnips sown in the beds. So
Porty,
he's sneaking off to the chicken.
you're not having a aperitif,
Catch
a
him.
mousse bouche.
Sometimes Porter just likes to waddle off to the chicken coop and help himself to a little Mr. Whippy of chicken poo. Honestly, I don't realise how often I mention poo in my videos. It's a good job I don't have any children. You know those mums that always tell them about their children's poo and things like that? Yeah. It's a good job I don't have kids. You'd know all about it. Oh, I also ordered these very cute scissors. I think Amazon has such great, beautiful gardening equipment on there as well. And these scissors are almost like a sort of ironmongery wrought iron pair of scissors, which are just good to have on hand. So I have them hanging in my greenhouse because you're always needing to snip things, open things, shear, trim, prune, and just having something quick and easy to get a hold of is very, very handy. And even handier now that I am getting into this box because I don't have to tackle with it. So if you suffer with things like bunny rabbits or deer eating your seedlings, these things could be really good for your raised beds. Oh. Okay. Now, they're not the most beautiful of things, but they are durable and easy to use and easy to set up. So this is what they look like. Sort of like little runs, and you pop them over your seedlings and they just protect them. Shows you there. I'm going to get them in one of the beds in a bit, so I'll show you how they work. But they are called the oval cloche from the Modern Farmhouse Home and Garden, and it's really good as well because you can use them two ways. So you can use them to protect trees and bigger shrubs. If you put them on their end like this, you can create like a really big cloche. So even for more established plants, if you need to protect them, these work so well. And they have these little hooks that you stake into the ground. Very, very handy, I must say. So the jet wash is plugged in into the outdoor kitchen, which is looking very, very lovely and silvering up beautifully. Now we always have to put Porter away for the jet wash because Porty hates the jet wash. In fact, Porty hates many things. You know that clip of Hugh Grant where he's going, I hate people with backpacks, I hate people with backpacks on their fronts? Porter is Hugh Grant. You hate everything. You hate caps, you hate backpacks, you hate hoods up, you hate long poles, you hate the jet wash, you hate bedtime, you hate dog walks. You hate everything. Where's Barky? Barky will be nonchalantly somewhere sleeping. Yeah. Most likely. The other woman in our relationship is present. This is the jet washer. This is Ali's pride and joy. If you're ever wondering what to get a man for a gift, this is definitely it, because they absolutely love it. So he's just going to be giving the patio a once over with his favourite. This is the most satisfying thing to watch. Ali has removed all of the side tables and chairs onto the lawn, and we're going to give the oxenwood table a spruce up. Now, we spent more than we ever imagined we would spend on garden furniture for these oxenwood pieces, but it was because, in all honesty, you can get covers for them, you can take care of them and this, that and the other, but they're robust. And just like I don't cover over my solid oak raised beds or the lighting, Ujumi flips, we don't cover over this either. We wanted this to be something that weathered and was a constant and looked beautiful in the garden even when we're in winter. So we keep them out and we keep them on show because the inside and the outside is such a huge part of this house. It's what makes it so unique. It's why there's all of this glass at the back of our property. So we went for these. But it is time that they had a little bit of TLC ready for the entertaining season. So he's going to give that a clean as well. This is what the protection cages look like in the beds. Now, I wish that they did a middle part that you could buy as an add-on, because I could definitely take an entire section in the middle. So I'll have to use my initiative, because if we had another little central piece there, I'd be laughing. But chives are coming through really nicely at the moment and ready for lots of eggs on toast throughout the season. How satisfying is this? You can see the dirty side of the patio and the perfectly clean side. a glorious sight. We have the first blooms on the European plum tree in our garden, and oh, the honeybees are all over it. It is just so gorgeous. I actually might cry. I want to go and look even closer. I just honestly cannot get enough of how beautiful this is. If I was going to get married again, I think I would want this type of blossom as like my main flowers. It just looks so bridal and so beautiful. Oh, I wish I could put into words how wonderful this is, and also seeing the bees just humming from each flower to flower, and knowing that we're probably going to be tasting that later on in the year. Well, I thought whilst Ali was doing his business on the patio, he's not doing his business, he is working on the patio, I'd take you for a little walk down Honeybee Walk, because the snowdrops are out in full force now, and it is quite the spectacle. In fact, I think they are almost on the sort of end of their final bloom, and just these little spatterings of bluebells everywhere makes me so happy. And it is such a gorgeously quiet day in the woodland today. All you can hear is the woods and the sound of the jet washer. The birds are tweeting, and I thought we could see what activity we've got at the hive, because there seems to be a lot of activity going on. This is mine and Bluebell's equivalent of having a cup of tea together. She comes to my greenhouse and I give her a little saucer of water. This has become a bit of a ritual with us. She's so sweet. She's kind of like the soft one, the little odd one out. Is that nice? Good girl. Good girl. And then we have the little hooligan in the rough. What can you smell, Portaline? What can you smell? Ali is now using the jet wash to clean my stable boots. Thank you. The patio has been jet washed and it is looking fantastic, but as with everything, these things take far longer than we ever imagine. Yeah. Okay, we're about to plant up this little planter. Now, isn't that a wonderful view? So this is the planter that was left over, and I'm planning on trying to get 2, maybe 3.5 of these blue muscari. Actually, the colour is Blue Magic, so it's a little bit whiter. Mr. Millen Gordon is still going strong. It is one of those days where you completely underestimate how long things take, and he's also not someone that does any job by halves. The potting table is looking extra busy as well. I have been throwing in little bits and pieces more, done some salads, and I'm going to get this seed tray ready as well, even though we've got still 3 runs there that are good. I've also popped in my first sowing of carrots and parsnips, which I'll just show you quickly. They are all under here and protected, so hopefully no chickens will cause any problems. So I have actually already put some gravel in the bottom. I'm going to add some soil and then just hopefully plop these in. Now, I don't want to lose too much of the moss, so I'm going to try and... Goodness me, these are loosely planted, you know. Gosh. Well, they're nice and loosely planted, that's for sure. So we can kind of break them up a little bit. Get number 2 in here. I reckon we could fit all 3, but that makes me sad because I want to get like more in. I mean, I want to get more use out of the other ones, but I think it's going to take all 3. Final one. Squidge it in. Do you know what? I'm going to take a few of these bulbs out and I'm going to replant them. I don't care. I tell you what, I think this will look lovely on the table rather than the little coffee table. It's looking lovely. Can I carry this? Oh my gosh, so heavy. I'm bored. At this stage, Ali has well and truly got carried away. He is now cleaning all of the furniture, but I'm about to sow 2 different types of salad. First, corn salad, and then another one, which I will have to grab the packet to tell you, but I want to do regular sowings of salad because I eat so much salad in spring, summer that I think just getting a regular sort of succession sow of salads will be very, very, very helpful for me. And I can't speak. The other salad that I'm sowing is lettuce, lobijoits, green cos, a versatile and reliable crisp part for spring and autumn sowing. Perfect. And tuck them in tightly with this bad boy. Started to chill off. That's what they say about this time of year. It's summer in the sunshine and winter in the shade, and that is why I have probably changed about 3 times today, because 1 minute I'm too hot, 1 minute I'm too cold. But the one thing I've had to get very good at is tidying up after myself in my greenhouse. So putting my tools away, and whilst I have a rare moment of Ali not jet washing, and it brings me great joy to bring you in here. So I've collected up old slate tags that I used to use. Pop them in here, like so. They can go up there for now. These are the extra pins for the cages. So I'm going to pop these up here with my utensils. Pop a little thing there. These away, and I think whilst Ali is in the kitchen finishing off his roast, we can go for a little walk through the woodland. I did try to take you earlier, but I think the sounds of Mr. Millen Gordon jet washing the patio were killing the vibe, so we're going to try again. Now this is one of the methods that we're using to stop the mices. This just blocks off the gap at the bottom of my greenhouse perfectly, but we do still have a humane mouse trap just there, although it probably should be facing this way, I think, to really entice him in. So we are shutting up the greenhouse. The chickens are in their coop, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity for a little stroll down Honeybee Walk to see what the bees have been doing on this wonderful spring day. I love this walk so much. Like, look how beautiful this is with the ivy that's grown over the logs that we've reused. It just creates these really beautiful like borders to the walkway, and then you've got the snowdrops coming through. All of the moss out here is quite something. I need to come and forage some of this moss. I never like to move anything because I just think of all of the animals living in it, which is silly, but it just creates the most beautiful little wild space, and it is just so quiet. It is unbelievable. In the mornings I love to come down here with my coffee or a cup of tea and just to see how things are coming along, and then we come down to our beehives. And my goodness me, I wonder if it might be too cold for them now. They were all buzzing around here earlier, but I think it's time to head inside for a well-earned Sunday roast, because we have only got a few left of the season, and I intend on making the most of them. This is what dreams are made of. Not only have we worked hard in the garden, but coming inside to the loveliest roast. Oh, I cannot wait. Also, I would say that I think that this is my favourite season. I say this every time, but temperature-wise, it's so good because you can be outside all day in the garden. It could be a little bit warmer. And then you can come in and you can have a big hearty roast and sit by the fire because it's cold enough to still have a fire.
Yeah.
It's not like in winter when it's, well, yeah, in winter when it's too cold to even just step foot outside. And then in summer when it's like too hot to do anything. Oh, goodness me. This is such a treat. I could cry. Oh, how good is this? Now, I have an extra bowl of cheese sauce from the cauliflower cheese because I love it. Let's get this gravy on. Oh yes.
Oh my god, party. So I've got a little cheap roast for the boys. It's Sunday after all, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Up in the air. There are paws up in the air.
Have they already had their dinner? No. Is this their dinner? Oh my goodness, you get your Sunday roast. Cauliflower cheese. Oh my goodness. Barky loves greens. Barky hates fruit and berries. He loves greens.
Little Yorkshire pud. A bit of cauliflower cheese. Well, the sauce.
Porty takes a little bit longer with his food. He's a little bit more dignified. Is that nice, Portaline? I think Ali is at that stage of the job where he's like, why did I start doing this? Because the sun is setting and he is still out there jet washing the furniture. But I have a little order that has arrived, and so I thought we'd open it together because you know how I loved it. A little order. This is a little Amazon one, and this is something that I think is going to help me a lot, especially with my lemon trees. This is a soil moisture meter, and I decided to get one of these because it means I can put it into the soil and it can tell me exactly what they need. And apparently it gives you like an instant reading. I might actually go out there now and have a look because you just whack it into the soil and it tells you instantly. I got the extra long one because, you know, probably won't be so good for my little sedamies, but I thought that would be handy to have in my greenhouse considering I am someone that likes to water my plants. I think being able to test whether they actually need my love is going to be very, very helpful. So that's in the first box. In the second box, we have, oh, exciting. The least exciting, these are for my soda stream. If you don't know, soda streams are quite literally the best thing. I don't know if this is going to fit in my soda stream. This is very big. But it did, yeah, no, that will fit in there. I have sparkling water with my wine all the time, and that's because I have a soda stream and I just make my own soda water from the tap water. So I'll get Ali to fit this later. Another job for him to add to the list. But I'm going to head out to my greenhouse and test drive this. How exciting! As you can see, it is drying out here, but it is looking very, very clean and tidy and spick and span. Love my little pot up there as well. And Ali is just doing the last bits and bobs. So we're going to try this together. Probably one of my healthiest looking at the moment. There's a little bit of yellowing of leaves and that kind of thing. So I'm going to shove this into the soil. This could be very exposing. Oh dear. That says dry. Oh, it is. Oh my gosh. This is my time to shine. I mean, why didn't you just say something? There we go. Oh gosh. Little spider on that one. Oh dear. You might surprise that. Gosh, I can't believe that I've let them get dry. This is so bad. Well, it is truly lovely to be up at this time with a clean patio and to see the sun rising at this time. Oh, exquisite. 6:30 and the sun is coming up. Spring is coming. It is a very animals of farthing wood type of morning. Look at the birds everywhere. And I think we are going to see the very first of the spring lambs. Oh, look, they're in the... Oh yeah, there is. You'll probably just see it there, just sat in the middle of the field. Wow, my goodness me. And these are the first two lambs over here. Hi, Mama. Hi. Oh, this is just the biggest treat for a Monday morning. There he goes. Now, when you're heading on to public footpaths, especially in lambing season, but just generally when the lambs are, the sheep are around, you always put your dogs on a lead. And they can't be extendable leads. They have to be short leads like this. Oh, Mama, hiding under the tree. Just the one. Oh no, there's more in the, just the one, Mum. There's more in the field over there. Don't worry, Mama. The pheasants are on the run as well. Off they go, bobbing their heads. Good morning from a very frosty, late midwinter / early spring walk, and it is full of wildlife today and also livestock. In fact, goodness me, oh my gosh, there's so many lambs. Look at the pheasant with them as well. Oh, it's the soundtrack that just makes me so happy. Their little bleats, they're just so pretty. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like 50 cent. Or 50 pence, as we called him. Where's your mummy? Oh, I shouldn't be allowed to go around these sheep. I just want to help them all. I have to say, it is hard to be in a bad mood when you are being treated. Like, listen to that. Can you hear it? You can hear the birds of prey. We've had the pheasants, we've had the heron, we've had the birds of prey. It is a natural extravaganza this morning, and I cannot put into words. Like, my heart is like, oh. These little truffle munchers. Just taking it all in. I can't stop saying it, such a glorious morning. Ali just said to me, I wonder how much these walks impact our overall health. And I probably think that they impact our overall health way more than other forms of exercise, because we are doing so many different things. First of all, we've got a little bit of cryotherapy going on the face. We've got nature that we get to see, which obviously impacts like your mental health so much. And then you can hear, I work out a lot and I'm a little bit out of breath. This little area on my walk is my favourite because this is the bridleway of our dog walk, and on either side you have horsemies. I think there's one through there that's probably either waiting to go out or waiting for a hack. Being a very good boy or girl, I can't see from here, and it's just lovely. One day I'll have my horse at home, horses, because he won't be on his own, and I'll be able to just pop out on a morning hack like this. That is the dream. Well, we did just miss the heron, sadly, obviously following us around and searching for food in the field, but we have just breathtaking views this morning. It is like something out of an oil painting, and they just get better. The more you come around this little corner here, the view just opens up and gets more and more spectacular. Oh, this part here is a true depiction of spring, winter in the shade, and summer in the sunlight, because honestly, the moment you go undercover, you feel the temperature drop. It becomes so much chillier. I love how That little moment just there is such an accurate depiction of it. Well, I didn't capture the second time we saw the heron, but I have managed to capture the third. Now, I'm not saying it's the same heron, but I like the idea that he's been following us around. Thinking, what are these people doing? They just keep following me. There is nothing quite like a fresh and clean terrace. Look at how glorious this looks. The frost is thawing on the table as well, and Ali is looking to hopefully get the willow hedging in today so that we can see how that's going to look. I think it's going to look really good here. I'm a little bit concerned about how it'll look here, but I think because it's so low and it will just keep all of the mud in the beds when the chickens do get up here, and I definitely think it will look lovely over there as well. So it is so nice to be out here with bare feet. Oh, glorious. Well, I cannot put into words how glorious this looks, and I actually think this is going to serve two purposes, because one of the things that we had our gardener do last year was create some supports, because the catmint just fell on the floor sometimes when it was raining. So this will actually provide a bit of support, and it really works with the rest of the garden. I think this will be definitely something I need to show you for full impact in summer when you see all of the flowers coming up over the top, especially on this bed. But it's such a lovely addition, and Ali has just popped this in. It cost about a couple of £100 to order all of it, and we needed quite a lot. So yes, I think it's going to look really lovely, especially on these ones. I think it's going to border this a little bit nicer as well. And these ones, I think it's just this one that's going to be interesting, but I think Ali will like it as well because it will support the rosemary a little bit more, because Ali has often been like, oh, I don't like the rosemary. So I think it will provide it a bit of support, and you won't see so much of the stems. But yes, hello Puss in Boots. Hello. Hello. I know that the crows are quite noisy, but it is bloomin' lovely for it to be a Monday, usually one of the busiest days for people moving, going places here, there and everywhere, going to work. And like, I just always feel like our garden is this little sanctuary that it's just so quiet, apart from the crows. This is the time of year where the crows go nuts. This is where our relationship comes together beautifully. I had the vision for this, and Ali has the execution, because it's like it always needed it there. It looks so good. It stops you from seeing the side of the patio, which is obviously just a raw edge, and it just feels so much more finished. I love the ivy coming over the top as well.
Yeah.
I think that looks really nice, and I think you're going to like the rosemary more when it's going to be supported and pushed back. I am over the moon. Oh, I'm so glad that you take these things on board and do them and get them done. Whilst Ali is working away outside, I am going to make a double batch of my granola. I haven't made it in such a long time, and I'm really craving yogurt in the mornings or something proteiny. And I had eggs today, and I'm not a huge eggs in the morning type of person. Ali definitely is. So I'm thinking this with some yogurt, that kind of thing, is going to be perfect to me. I can add more fruit, I can add whatever. Now I adapt a recipe in my Thermomix. I just basically put in whatever nuts I like, whatever seeds I like. I also use the honey from our bees, which actually this is going to be the first time I'm using this. I've used other honeys before, but to be able to put in our own honey is going to be special. I also add dates instead of raisins, because I don't really like raisins or anything like that. So dates I really like because it feels a bit more rich and indulgent. And then once it's baked in the oven, I add rose petals, because the delicate powderiness of the rose petals is delicious, but also they make it so beautiful that it's like a joy to have it in the morning. So I am going to get everything in the Thermomix and get that cracking in the oven. This is one of those things that I would say that once you make, I think it's with everything, once you make your own, you can just never go back, because it's literally made to your perfect specification. And if you're like me, where you need ratios of texture and taste in things, then you will love making things like this in your own way. So preheat oven to 160. I have to be honest, I don't want to be inside today, but I really want to get this done. I'm going to do a double batch, so it should be really lovely. 2 large baking trays. Is that going to be 3 large baking trays? Okay, 100 grams of mixed whole nuts. I'm going to try and get 200 grams. I hope I've got enough. I don't think I've got enough to do a double batch, so we're just going to do 1 batch now. Never mind. Grams of rolled oats, 80 grams of mixed seeds, and some poppy seeds. I literally just make up the ratios. I don't really stick to any recipe. Now in with the honey. Oh, I reckon that might need a little extra stir. Now 15 to 20 minutes in the oven. However, I like it extra crispy and extra crunchy, so I do it a bit longer. Salsa about that. So as you can see, I like my granola a little bit more well done, but for me it's just a bit crunchier and a bit richer. So now I'm going to add the 2 trays together and add in my rose petals.
Smelling good.
Now for the pièce de résistance, you can add as little or as much as you want of this. Obviously there will be a slight taste for it, but I just love the colour that it adds. Give it a stir in. Now I'm going to let it cool and then pop it into the jar. Whilst I've been doing the granola, I have given this rose bush a bit of a prune up because there's a little bit of black spot on there. There were some leaves that were not looking great. So there are actually some dead buds as well. So I took things back to, well, whenever there was a bud, I would take it back to the first 5 leaves, and that prevents it dying back and going woody. But just giving this a little bit of a spruce up because I hope we'll get a little bit more from this year. Ali has 1 more bed to do, and in all honesty I am wanting him to do this everywhere in the garden now. I'm like, is there a way that we can like pen in the chickens so that they can't come up here anymore? But it looks gorgeous, and you've spent some real time getting these looking good from every angle, which I'm really, really happy with. Over here is an absolute triumph. Look at this. Such a good little DIY job as well.
Hey, first things first.
Bulbs don't really enjoy being moved.
Let's just leave them then and let them work it out.
Yeah, I think it will. If not, you know, it's just, I think we've done well to only lose 1 bulb, to be honest.
Yeah, so right to the edge, tuck it in.
Yeah.
And then...
You always go more cockney when you're doing DIY tasks.
Right?
Yeah.
Little flip of the hammer, a little whack. Still got it, babe.
Thank goodness. It does make me. You are someone that maybe doesn't necessarily worry about the consequences of something. It's so chaotic.
It's not chaotic, it's agility. Speed.
Honestly, I think you need your own fitness wear brand called Speed and Agility.
If you think about it, what I've just done there is 100% accurate banging.
100% accurate banging. That's what we all like to hear.
See what I'm doing?
I think you're going to love this rosemary. Oh, it looks so nice with the rosemary coming over the top. It looks so good. And do you know what I love about these is that you could use these in a garden to create raised beds. If you've got like a patch of lawn or something like that that you just want to add some raised beds to, this is such a great option. You would just membrane on the inside, or you'd hide it and then it would hold all of the soil in. Oh, such a great way to add raised beds. And actually, if you've got a handy husband, they can do it all for you, so you don't have to pay someone.
Beauty's fun.
You got that on camera? Absolutely horrific.
I couldn't help myself. Now Gwyneth is making a beeline. Oh, she's thought better of it. Ali has decided that the chickens can come out now and we're going to test the theory. However, we have resigned ourselves to the fact that it looks so lovely that even if it doesn't work, we're actually very, very happy with it. It feels, not that you can see in the darkness there, but it feels much more finished and it just looks lovely. Really, really lovely. Very happy with it. Now, with these chives coming up, one of my focuses this year is preserving more of my produce in terms of like herbs and also veg, so keeping them longer, because obviously in the olden days we would keep things stored in cool, dark places for months on end, and it's what I love most about like growing crown princes and things like that, is that they store for so long and that they look beautiful as well, but fresh produce always looks beautiful. Yes, I really, really want to focus more on that. So one of the things I've been Googling at the moment is how to preserve chives so that you get the most use out of them. And from what I can see, is freezing them is just the best thing to do to freeze them fresh. So I'm going to be letting this lot grow up, shearing it back, and again, if I get too many, I can just jar them up and give them as a gift, like fresh chives from my garden. How lovely is that? Now, I think I'm just going to do a bit of pottering in the greenhouse today because seeds are sprouting slowly. These guys have come up very, very quickly. Look at how well they're doing today. I think I'm going to get some more nodules filled and I might do some seed shopping. And I have to say, this is absolutely incredible. I would highly recommend getting one of these. In fact, I've just ordered the smaller version for the pots in the house. This is perfect for out here, but I know I won't go and get it if it's in the greenhouse. So I've got this one out here for use with my big pots to make sure that I'm not over-loving things. And yeah, this is honestly brilliant. You just have to make sure that you wipe the end after every use so that this doesn't corrode, because it's very sensitive. So that is an essential now in my greenhouse. I might also pot up some fresh daffodils because these are coming through beautifully, and I might pot them up nicely for the table as well. So it's just been a lovely day, to be honest. What a lovely Monday. I feel very, very lovely and content that on my to-do list today was vlogging with you guys, and I've just been enjoying the sunshine with Ali. You come for your cup of tea. Let me get you your cup of tea, Bluebell. There you go. Fresh cup of tea, just how you like it. So, tell me about your day. You had a good day? I need to get better at doing that, knowing that you're going to come along and ask for a cup of tea. Well, I'll leave you be. I'm going to crack on. Is that enough? You finished? Oh, just a quick cuppa today then. I'll leave it there in case you want seconds. My last job of the day is to swap over these daffodils, or little narcissi, to the ones that I bought the other day, because these have sadly gone over. So I want to try and preserve the moss, although is that going to happen? Who knows. I'm going to preserve the twigs and reuse everything. Shouldn't be too hard, she says. Famous last words.
Do you think the chickens would still come in if you had something like this here?
I think that would be too much shade on my beds. Yeah. Ali's wanting to put the hazel hedging everywhere now. Asking if he can put it on my raised beds. So, got a little bit of dried thyme in there. A little bit of birch twigs. A little bit close, but this is what we've been doing. Just adding in all of the bits and bobs that were already there, and actually it's worked quite well. I'm going to give this some water. Just remove the moss gently. Keep as much of the soil as possible. Oh gosh, this pot's a little bit difficult. Well, I've been nursing this ivy back to health, and I think mission accomplished. It is looking so good. And so I've just added a few daffodils to make it into a planter, and that can just be moved anywhere in the house if I want to. And I love that we managed to save this little guy. I have also potted up some bulbs in here. So we've got the muscari, the narcissi, more narcissi. It's looking lovely. And all the Millen Gordon bees are having a good drink from the sundial. Oh, it makes me want to give you a pond. You know he means business when he's getting out the cushions. It is the first cushion out day of spring. It is so warm today. I cannot put it into words. We have been so lucky. Well, a final tour of the garden terrace with the new willow edging. Ali did get the cushions out, but I was too late to show you them. However, the sad news is all of my scatter cushions from last year and the year before have been destroyed by a mouse living in them. We bought this amazing box, this willow box that's round the corner to store cushions in, and it literally had one job and it couldn't do it. It couldn't keep the mouse out all the time, and so every time we go back there was a new pillow ruined, and I was literally devastated. I have no scatter cushions left. It is a travesty. So if anyone can suggest somewhere where I could probably purchase like an edit or something. I really like good quality cushions, like really good quality durable materials for outdoor cushions. I usually have sort of 2 either side or 2 and 1 on both, and I like botanicals, like I like a little bit of greenery, a bit of leaves that's going to go with the colour of these as well. So if you know of anywhere, let me know, because I cannot be bothered to go sourcing fabrics again for these. So I just want to quickly buy something for the season ahead. We have the log burner out here crackling away, and the new willow beds all beautifully in, looking lovely. Our little seating area down here has been jet washed and is looking beautiful, and the outdoor kitchen has been cleaned from top to bottom, ready for the season ahead. And my wonderful husband has also cleaned my cloches. That it's not a euphemism for something. He has cleaned them. So these are my Claverton cloches, and they'd got a little bit funky over the years, so Ali gave them a jet wash for me, which I'm very, very grateful for, because it means I can start putting them over my little seedlings when I get out my broad beans. I think they'll go in these first of all. But that is time to shut up shop in the garden after a busy few days of preparation and getting things looking lovely for the season ahead. I have a busy week at work this week as well, and one thing I need to do is I have a shoot this week, which I'll tell you more about in my next vlog. But I seem to have picked the hobbies that are worst for your hands. So my hobbies: gardening, horse riding, baking and cooking. I literally spend my life at the moment just washing my hands, and obviously I've stopped having gels done. All my nails have broken and like really high up, so they're not in a good way at the moment, but my hands are like flaky at the ends. So last night I put on some Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream, and then I put gloves on. I'm going to do it again tonight to just get things looking a bit nicer. But yeah, that's my little treat to myself after a wonderful day in the garden and at the stables and doing all of the lovely stuff. And look at the light behind. Wow, that is so lovely. Have you had a good day?
Hell of a day.
A hell of a day.
This garden's had a serious transformation in the last 2 days.
I know.
Just got everything kind of, it's almost like that spring clean, funnily enough.
Yeah.
It's had a shower, freshen up.
Yeah.
And a little reminder of what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Cushion storage, mouse proof.
Yeah, I know. Devastating.
And then bin storage then, because that's
yes.
where the cushion storage will be.
Yeah, what we've decided is we're actually going to move, even though we've had our shed built around our bin storage, we're actually going to have our bins moved to the front of the property and housed in a really lovely, like, reclaimed wood bin store. And we're going to try and use what is now the bin store as a cushion storage. So I think that'll be a better use, to be honest. Right, Ali is brushing his teeth. Thought I would show you my little trick for active hands, because I obviously do a lot with my hands, especially at the moment. Even just with like exercise and Pilates and things like that, but horse riding, my hands get absolutely destroyed. Not just the riding part, but the care part, when you're brushing and hoof picking and that kind of thing. And I'm not even doing it every day, but it's still taking a massive toll on my nails and my hands. So the ends of my hands feel really like prickly. So what I am using is the Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream skin protectant. I love this. And what we have, both Ali and I at the moment, are going to bed with our cotton gloves on. But you choose your weapon of choice, essentially, which is, for me, the Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream. And I slather it onto my hands, like so. And I literally work it in to all of the areas. This is really good if you get like calluses as well. It's really good for my cuticles and keeping them really nice and moisturized too. I just rub it all in and make all of the like squidgy noises, and then pop these little cotton gloves over the top so that I don't get the like residue everywhere. And last night I woke up and I'd taken the gloves off in the night and popped them on my bedside table. No idea that I did that, but I did. I'll let this marinate for a bit whilst I get ready for bed, but I'll probably put another layer on and then pop the gloves on just for a little bit of extra goodness. But yeah, this is my little hack at the moment that I'm utilising, and I woke up this morning and my hands felt so much better. I probably should just start wearing gloves when I'm gardening or like doing bits in the kitchen, but I just don't do it. I just... Pardon?
You look like a princess.
Do I? Ali says I look like a princess. Anyway, we are going to go to bed now, and I'm going to end the vlog here, so I will see you guys in my next video.